All right, hello and welcome to Stampscaping Media. All right, we have the Krylon Workable Fixatif, okay? Krylon Workable Fixatif is going to be different than your UV-resistant clear or things like the triple thick crystal glaze. Now this one's kind of an extreme. The UV would go in between these in terms of kind of the thickness of coating of these acrylic sprays. All right, now specific to the workable fixative. The workable fixative is kind of for dry media being used on things like matte papers mostly. Okay, that's what it's been designed for. So it's pastel, pencil, and chalk drawings, things like that. Conte crayon pens, you know, where you're drawing on something. And you want to be able to spray it and then lock down what you've already applied and then maybe work it some more, or just to affix the final piece down so that you don't have, you know, charcoal or pastel kind of flaking off and, you know, being removed, you know, as soon as you touch the piece. Okay, now how it applies to what I'm doing with stamping is I was using more of the UV resistant clear gloss before, but I started using more of my matte style surfaces rather than, you know, like some things like glossy cardstock or your semi-gloss cardstocks for different types of colored pieces. This one right here is the wood grain paper, and it's kind of more, it has a satiny type of feel to it. So, I mean, you can use a gloss on this, and it's not really going to make it super glossy. It'll make it glossier than it is, but if you want to retain more of the character of the actual surface, then something like the workable fixative comes into play, because the workable fixative, the whole idea of it is to not alter by too much, you know, or alter minimally what you already have applied, okay? And that's really important to this type of thing. So it has a thinner spray to it, an output, okay? I'm guessing it's probably less acrylic to binder, you know, the fluid that makes it liquid in here, so that when it applies to it, it's just enough to seal it. Maybe the granules or something are smaller somehow or something like that, but it locks things down and it dries really fast, okay? Because they don't want to have kind of a wet application of something altering the applied media by too much by having it sit in kind of a liquid media before it dries. Now this dries really fast, but even kind of a puddle of acrylic spray sitting on a surface for a couple seconds can change it. So you want it to practically dry as soon as it hits this, okay? Now another application that I've been using it for is something like Brilliance white inks on foils, okay? So Brilliance white inks, it's a pigment ink and it's very surface oriented when you apply it to a non-porous surface like foils, okay? But I would kind of liken it to something like a white pastel or chalk if you apply it over the top of something darker. If you ever used sprays before, you know that if you spray this too much, you'll lose that kind of white application of media, because it kind of goes a little bit more, it moves towards transparency, so it gets darker and it kind of disappears a little bit. So you have to be careful about that whenever you're sealing off, you know, chalks or pastels, things like that. Lighter colors over the top of darker ones, okay? Which is always going to be the case with white pigment ink sitting on the top of the surface of a non-porous type of metallic foil, okay? Now, you don't need to spray seal printable vinyl holographic sticker paper or something like that, okay? I'm talking about the foils, which are different from that, okay? So something like this, I've used both, like the UV or the triple thick on this type of thing, and it does have a different texture to it, but I feel that this kind of retains what you see a little bit better than those thicker types of sealants that are going to land on this and kind of take a little bit of more time to dry. Now you can hit this from kind of a little bit more distance, you know, so that you get a thinner spray, but it's just easier to start off with something that's already thinner to begin with and kind of designed for the retention of the original look. Okay, so I'm going to take this outside. This one's already been sprayed. But if you've seen any of my recent pieces, these two have been done recently, as well as this one. These are all on foils. This one happens to be a holographic foil. Okay, this one's just your Recollections brand red and green paper. And I'm going to spray these, and I'll show you kind of the methodology of spraying these, how far, distant you want to keep your spray, and how to spray in kind of thin bursts as opposed to kind of a thicker slathering. Okay, so we have the can here. We have these two little release kind of buttons like that. You want to shake up adequately. Now, this is the first time I've shaken this up or used this, so I'm going to shake up adequately like this. You don't need to shake it up that much, but a few seconds at least. Okay, so we have our piece like this, and the distance from spray nozzle to piece is roughly about 12 inches or so. So you can see my arm reach in here. And I'm looking where the application of media has been applied. Okay, so I don't need to get in here too much on this particular one. So now you don't want to just start spraying directly onto the piece. Typical spray patterning is to start off a little bit and then to work on, okay? And I'm going to do it in bursts. I'm going up the length of the trunks. And I'm just going to allow that to sit for a couple seconds, and then you can give it a little bit more of a spray. And that should be about it right there. It does alter the holographic nature slightly by making it look a little bit more matte, but it's locked down pretty good at this point in time, or enough at least. You can see down here there's a little bit more of a lighter application of white, which means a heavier application of white. So if you do want to hit that a little bit more, you can do so. You can zoom in a little bit more here. And then that should be enough. So really light coating like that, okay? Now let's go on to these other pieces here. And let's see if I can get some of this, just counter bend these if they're really kind of warping like that. Okay, so these ones right here are just, they're a little bit darker in the application of media than this area down here, so I'm not going to hit this too heavily. And that should be about right there. Okay, let's do it again on this red one. Now I'm going to purposely spend a little bit, use a little bit more down here. Let's see if we can see kind of any difference in value between here and the middle. They're both about the same value of white. So I'm going to put a little bit more here just so we can see if some of that kind of moves more towards transparency with the heavier application of spray. Okay, that would be an adequate amount right there, but let's just do a little bit extreme right in here. Okay, so hopefully, I don't know if you can see that right there. That looks a little bit darker than over here, and you can see it in the trunk as well. You can see where it goes from light to dark like that. So that's kind of the issue with spraying too much of this. You want to avoid too heavy of a spray on there. So just kind of spray to the point where you think you've achieved enough of a coating to lock it down adequately. It doesn't have to be completely sealed in. As long as it's locked down adequately, no one that you send a card to is going to take their finger and just rub it like that, to it's going to be removed. So just as long as it's, adequately sprayed for handling like that, none of that media is going to come off. Okay, let's see here. So right here, again, you can see the difference of getting that really thick slathering of acrylic over this area. It really does put it back into, I don't know if it puts it into solution, but it really darkens it quite a bit in terms of white or light on dark like that, okay? Now, if you get it like this and you think, oh my gosh, I lost all my lighting, then you just go back in and I don't know where my masking is. Here it is, something like this. And you can just go back in and, apply more white into this area as you see fit. I mean, and then you can spray it lightly again, okay? But this right here is adequately sprayed. And then you have a heavier saturation of it right over here. You can see where I've kind of really laid into this one. I'll bring this one out with a little bit of a tone again, just to kind of lift it off the surface. You can really see it down here in the impressions of the winter brush as well, where they're lighter and darker like that. I don't know. That being said, sometimes if you get something that's way too light too, I guess if you want to darken it, you can hit it with, more spray fixative too. Okay, but anyways, these are locked down adequately. Okay, now if I took this and really rubbed on here, I could probably remove some of that white. But like I said, when you send this off to someone, especially if it's in their card maker, they're not going to take this and just rub it and say, oh my gosh, what is on there like that, okay? And a lot of times for me, I put them in clear, those really ultra clear envelopes anyways, so they can kind of be displayed in envelope. But anyway, something like this, I'm guessing, I haven't tested it or anything like that, but these foils, I'm thinking, are probably pretty light fast, at least more light fast, less fading, in other words, than certain types of like dye-based colors, alcohol colors, or something like that. So I think these types of things can be on display for quite a long time. It could be cards, or, if you make smaller ones of these and they're ornaments or something like that. And I think they would last for quite some time. Now, again, so that being said, if you want to really give these kind of a thicker slathering of acrylic spray, what you can do is you lock down through several light coats of something like this to where you've really kind of applied kind of a heavy sealant on here through multiple coats that have dried very quickly to avoid doing something like this in one slathering. And you can just go over it a few times. And, the drying time is only like a few seconds. You can do that. And then you can hit it with a kind of a heavier spray. And because you already have several layers of the thinner spray that are already layered down and locked, you can give it a little bit of heavier spray that way. Maybe with UV-resistant clear, or, something like the triple thick. So you would just have to test it out. You would have to test out how many layers you should do with something like a very thin coat like this to lock things down and retain its, kind of a more natural look or desired look, and then hit it with that thicker slathering, maybe to give it more of a kind of a, I don't know, glassy type of finish to it, which would be cool too. Okay, so anyways, that's the workable fixative right there. And I don't know, I use a lot of different ones for different types of things. I love the triple thick on things like the art tiles or something like that. It gives it a real glazed style of look. But the workable fixative, I'm finding, works really well for certain types of surfaces. I was surprised on the foils how much I like the workable fixative, but kind of with the thicker sprays, I felt that it built up a little bit on there and kind of changed the spirit of the original basic surface, which looks like these right here. It doesn't change it as much. Okay. All right. So anyways, if you have any questions, drop me a note in the comment section, and thanks so much for watching.